Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Heritage Board meeting, Thursday, March the 27th. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Do we have any declaration of conflicts today? Seeing none. Just before we get started, I just wanted to welcome Brad Vince here with us. He was hired back in December as one of our Planner 2s, but he's also just recently been appointed as our Heritage Officer, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. An approval of our agenda for today. Moved by Lucas, seconded by Tara. All those in favor? Thank you. And I did just want to point out that Sharon sends her regrets today. An adoption of the minutes, and I would just note that there was a slight change to our August minutes where it had indicated that Lucas was at the meeting, but he actually wasn't. So that has been fixed. So besides that, if I could have adoption of the minutes. Okay, thank you. Seconded by Kenny, moved by Tara. All those in favor? Wonderful. Any business arising from those minutes?
Will
Yes, Your
Lucas MacArthur
Worship.
get paid?
What?
Will Lucas MacArthur get paid for that? His name was on the minutes, so he doesn't get paid? Oh. Page 4, new business. I'm glad Brad's here. It's about the Charlottetown's historical figure, Samuel Martin, and the associated historical background. It's related to the bog, where a number of our people of color lived here in Charlottetown, and we've been trying to work with BIPOC and the Black Cultural Society of Prince Edward Island. So if I can just get some follow-up on that. I know that Donna or Brad, that Matthew McRae with the Prince Edward Island Museum and Historical Foundation, they're working with Black Cultural Society, and I think, Donna, you've reached out to them also?
Through you, Madam Chair, to your worship, yes. We are in dialogue with Matt McRae, and he did provide an update earlier this week, but it's not something that we can state publicly yet.
Yep.
So I will reserve my comments on that until we get the go-ahead.
Perfect. And just a second item, I know that when we were discussing the whole concept of replacing the Simmons Sports Center with the new Simmons Aqua Arena facility, there was lots of discussion about creating a memorial wall. So just want to make sure that we're still working on that memorial wall that would be part of the foyer going into the new complex. Just want to keep it on the front burner. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Great, thank you, Your Worship. Okay, moving on to reports. The first one is 27 Old King Square, PID 344705. Exterior renovations, including egress and stairs. So I assume that's you, is it, Brad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll, is the presentation here? I just got a couple pictures in the presentation to kind of highlight the property. I'll give you a bit of an overview of where the property is, a bit of the history, and kind of the key points of the application. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Oh, skipped forward. There we go. Okay. So 27 Ole King Square is a designated heritage resource located across from King Square within the 500 lot area. 27 Ole King Square is a wood frame Second Empire style house located near historic King Square. The Longsworth brothers built the home in 1870. The designation encompasses the building's exterior and parcel. It does not include the building's interior. The heritage value of 27 Old King Square lies in the association with the various Charlottetown residents, its impressive Second Empire architecture, and its importance to the streetscape. I will, in this 1878 panoramic view, it does show renderings that would suggest that that is the building that was there. This is 1878, it says it was built in 1870, so it would be the original building, we would assume, for that property. So important points, this is the property currently, or in its current state. I believe that the property has been not in use in previous years, and so the applicant CMHC PEI division has applied to make renovations to the property. The main thing that we're here to talk about tonight is the relocation of the egress stairs from the rear of the building to the side of the building. And so the rendering photo that I'm going to show here, ignore the colors, it's not relevant. It's the colors are going to remain the same, and the entire front facade is going to remain the same. They're actually updating the windows to look a little bit more historically relevant with 2/2 windows as opposed to what is currently there. But it's that stair being relocated from the back of the building to the side that we're here to talk about. Let me see. So the, yeah, sorry. And so, yeah, so under section 3 point, or sorry, let me see, excuse me. Under section 4.24 in the Heritage Preservation Bylaw, the Heritage Board would review what is considered other projections on designated heritage properties, which this would be considered. And so that's what we're here to discuss tonight, if that use would be appropriate, or that addition of the building would be appropriate for that heritage property. In the review that Todd and I have done, we reviewed the other aspects of it. So they're doing the front facade. Here, let me see. I can kind of list what was in the, yeah. So they're doing the entire relocation, as I mentioned, the entire exterior front facade to be repainted. All existing front windows be removed and replaced with aluminum clad windows. Existing front exterior door to be removed and replaced with new glazing and entry wood door with side lights. Existing exterior window and door casings and stools to be reused / repaired as required, and where there are new, they would match the existing. And then the existing front porch to be demolished and replaced with new assembly to match the existing. So everything that's being done is going to match what's currently there. As I mentioned, the big piece that's being reviewed today is the fire egress that's being removed from the back to the side.
Thank you for that, Brad. Does anyone have any questions? Tara?
Madam Chair, just curious as to why they're moving the fire escape from the back. Is it just a layout change in the building?
Yeah, it's a good question. So this was submitted as a building permit application in September to one of our development officers. So I didn't review the application or talk to the applicant as to why they were doing it. My assumption would be that they're doing it because of the addition of bedrooms that are going to be on the second level there, so that they probably have more natural light coming into that room, because it would kind of block where those rooms will be located. And they are adding, or the renovations that they're doing are going to include a 10-bedroom apartment, is not an apartment, but a use. And so, but yeah, that's, I didn't discuss specifically with the applicant why they moved it, but that would kind of be my assumption.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Great believer of hiding it if you can. So, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Just to use your mic when you're talking.
Me?
No, me.
Oh, yes. Any other questions?
Know
Yes, Your
the,
Worship.
Madam Chair, know the area quite well. Grew up in 21 King Square
Oh,
as part of the fourth generation of the Brown family. And I was looking at an old photo back from 1962. Kim Leonard lived there, and her aunt lived upstairs, Helen Prott. And it's the Brown boys with Scott Leonard, Peter Gallant, and Ursula Crokin. Do you remember Ursula? Yeah. So that house, that whole street is part of a historic part of, it's a historic link to King Square, which is one of the 4 heritage squares. So I think this is a great improvement. CMHA, Canadian Mental Health Association, they are waiting anxiously to get moving on the next stage. So, Madam Chair, I'm just trying to clarify, do we have to take a vote here and then move it on to council, just for public record?
So if the board accepts staff's recommendation, then it's finished here. If we go in a different direction than the staff, then it will have to go on to council.
I do not live at 21 King Square, Old King Square anymore, so I will move it.
Okay, so moved by His Worship and seconded by Tara, that we accept staff's recommendation to approve the proposed renovations at 27 Old King Square, to proceed with exterior renovations, including the relocation of the fire egress. So,
What the materials are gonna be for that fire escape?
Yes, yeah, so it is a, I have it listed here, sorry. Let me find. It is approved by building code. That was one of our concerns that we confirmed with our engineering department. And I made a note of it, but now I can't find it. I believe it's in the report as
I
well.
believe it said metal.
Yeah, it is metal. Yeah, it is going to be made of metal. Sorry, yeah. Because that was kind of the key point too, before we brought it forward, that we wanted to make sure it's going to meet building code as well, so.
Great. Thank you, and thank you for that question, Simon. Yes, go ahead, Councillor Beck.
I know this isn't relative to the design, and that's not what we're here to discuss, but what is going to be in the building? What's it
Community
going
care
to?
facility, community care.
So is it going to be an
Similar to-
add-on to what they have over in Fitzroy Street? Is it kind of a similar type of?
No.
I mean, that's a different building
Fitzroy
and
Center
everything.
is apartments.
So what's this?
This
Just
is similar
rooms?
to Smith Lodge. Community care.
Okay.
So
And
the-
just as a bunch of individual rooms and,
Well, there could be individual or there could be two-to room, but yeah, that's what it is. It's a large building.
yeah. Okay.
And I assume, and this has nothing to do with today, but I'm sure we'll be seeing this application probably through planning board and planning staff if they are having any offices in it, because right now it's currently just zoned as downtown neighborhood. So I would think if there's having offices in it, I'm sure that'll come through the other channels, but that's no decision for Heritage today. Is that correct? Yep. Yep, so we may or may not see this through planning board again for that part of it, if there's any offices in the building. Okay, so any more questions on the resolution? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Great, that's unanimous, thank you very much. All right, moving on to our next item on the agenda, 78 Prince Street, PID 339499, proposed outdoor fenced-in play area addition. I assume that's you again, Brad?
Yes. yeah.
Okay,
Yes, so 78 Prince Street is a designated heritage resource, and it's located within the 500 lot area. This is a joint application between Chances and Trinity United Church trustees. So Chances is a nonprofit care provider and is partnering with the Trinity United Church to establish an early years center at the church property. The center, which will serve children ages 0 to 5, requires an outdoor play area to meet the provincial standards for childcare facilities. Just a bit of property history on the church. So Trinity United Church is a large brick Gothic revival influenced church located near the corner of Prince and Richmond Street on a large lot. Originally named First Methodist Church, the church became part of the United Church of Canada in 1925 and was renamed Trinity United Church. The designation encompasses the building's exterior and the parcel. It does not include the building's interior. The heritage value of Trinity United Church lies in the association with the early Wesleyan Methodist community of Charlottetown and its role as the oldest church still being used in Charlottetown and its importance to Prince streetscape. So this is the lot. So they're proposing to build this fenced-in play area on the landscape side of the lot there, and I've got some images later to show what that might look like. Going back to the 1878 panoramic view, there you can see the church, and then next to the church there was actually a building at that time, and so kind of suggesting that this use might be a little bit more appropriate, considering right now it's just kind of this open lot. So this is what the lot currently looks like. So currently there are some planter beds there, and I will get into what they're proposing. So the proposed details of this, so the fenced-in details, so the location is on the corner of 78 Prince Street and 220 Richmond, and will be situated in the community garden space, the lawn of the Trinity United Church. So the size, they're looking at approximately 2,500 square feet, depending on final measurements. And the purpose is to ensure a safe, enclosed space for children to attend an early year center. The type of fencing, so it is, as you can see in this picture here, they're proposing this black painted steel chosen to complement the aesthetic of the heritage property while ensuring durability and safety. The fence will be approximately 6 feet high, adhering to safety and visual impact considerations. The black painted steel fence is visually unobtrusive and it aligns with the character of the heritage property. And then play features, they didn't provide pictures of the play features, but the fenced-in area will contain small, age-appropriate play equipment designed for children age 0 to 5. These include shorter pieces, shorter than 5 feet, ensuring low visual profile. And then surface material, the area will be covered in soft padding and similar materials. And so for this application, in accordance with section 4.2.3 of the Heritage Preservation Bylaw, this is considered a minor application. It's a site development, and it's including but not limited to alterations to significant landscape features or vegetations and fences as well. I will mention a couple points from the zoning and development bylaw. For the interpretation of this application, we used section 29, and so it's the downtown neighborhood zone, and the zoning R3, which allows for community daycare centers. The approach that we've taken with this is that we will require a front yard or flankage yard setback of a minimum of 2.4 meters or 7.9 feet. So that would be setback off of the property line, and that would be for the fence. And the reason that we did that, and I want to mention that there is a provision in the zoning and density bylaw that states that fences that are within front or flankage yards of the 500 lot area not exceed 1 meter or 3.3 feet. That provision was intended to protect sightlines for front yard properties or corner lot properties and not having fences built right up to the corner. With this fence being not on the corner or situated on the corner, the approach that we've taken is putting this fence in the building footprint. So if an applicant were to apply for a building to be put on this lot in that location, it would have to be set back 7.9 feet off, and they would be allowed, assuming they were approved, they would be allowed to build a building of up to 20 feet or larger. And so that's why we feel, because of the use that is being proposed here, because of the fact that it provides a positive use for a heritage property in the city, it's unobtrusive to the sight line or sight triangle area on the corner. We feel that that's kind of the interpretation that we took with the zoning bylaw, and so we feel that it's a positive use. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Great, thank you, Brad. Any questions? Tara?
I'm wondering, Madam Chair, if we could ask for some landscaping, low landscaping around the bottom of that fence, just to minimize, because it'll be composite material on the ground, and they'll be littered with, given the age group, toys and whatnot a lot of the time, and it would just, given the stature of the building behind it, your eye would go over the landscaping, it would shorten the fence, and you'd see the building rather than say, oh, look at that playground.
Right.
So I would just make that suggestion, if we could.
What was it again that you wanted?
That we could have low landscaping, I'll throw out a greenery, like a boxwood, a 3-foot boxwood hedge just across the front and down the side to minimize the amount of the view plane into the actual playground. You tend to just see greenery, the top of the fence, and then you'd be looking at the building. It would keep the importance of the building. It's not interfering with the importance of the building.
Okay, is that,
So it's similar to the I think that's a juniper or yew in the
Yeah.
front. Something like that around the bottom of the 6-foot fence.
so, that's a great suggestion. I'm just wondering, is that stepping
Permissible.
outside of our boundaries of what we can suggest? I mean, this is probably going to change their budget or I'm just curious of, how far can we go as a heritage board? I mean, we don't want to see playground equipment. I don't dislike Tara's suggestion, but, someone else might say, well, what's the problem seeing a little bit of playground equipment? I'm just playing devil's advocate, like how far can we
Yeah.
go with this?
I always work in the premise, you should at least ask if you can have it.
Exactly. So either Brad or Donna?
So through the member, it is not a requirement. It's not something that we can stipulate that they do, but we can certainly suggest that they consider it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Tara. Yes, Counselor Beck.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the red lines there. So we have currently, are those green poles still there? They're still there. So we have the red lined area where the fencing is going to be around all that, right? Are the green poles going to remain, or is that fence going to extend where the green poles are? Or we're going to have a mix of black and green?
Yeah, this is a good question. Based on the measurements that I did with some of the aerial views, the fence would be within those. I don't know if they intend to take those poles out or not, but the fence would fall inside of those green poles based on the 7.9. Not on their drawing, but based on the 7.9 setback that I did. The picture on the left there that I did isn't kind of as clear as I would have liked it to be. But based on the measurements that I did with the Connect Explorer, which software is a bit more clear and crisp, it shows that 7.9 setback would put them inside of that green fence. I'm not sure if they intend to remove the green or not.
But that doesn't matter, or doesn't, I mean, we can have both. We can have the black fence and the green fence and. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we don't set out provisions surrounding fences in the Heritage Preservation Bylaw or in the 500 lot design guidelines. There are no provisions that set out what a fence specifically is going to look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, sorry, one other thing. If I just want to mention as well, I meant to say this in the presentation. One other thing I want to mention with this as well is that this is a reversible project. So if down the line, the daycare were to not exist at the church anymore, this is a project that could be reversed because it's not, building is something that we could return to the original landscaping if we so choose to.
Great, thank you. Terry, you have your mic on?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I move.
go ahead. No, Aaron?
Yeah, just a comment. This is a provincial, probably stipulation with a daycare center to have outdoor space for them. I do know that the chances, which is in the Murphy Center just across the street, it runs an after-school program and a daycare center as well. They use the existing park another block and a half down. I would encourage the province to accept that we have urban parks. And maybe even alleviate this cost for the church to have to build this in the first place. I don't think the Murphy Center currently has outdoor space dedicated to them. They would use the park down the street, so I'm unclear why the stipulation would be added to the requirement of the daycare. So just, it's a great project. I mean, I'm going to encourage more daycare spaces and.
The Murphys do have an outdoor space.
Do they?
On Sydney Street.
Oh, it's on the back, is it?
Yeah, it's on the
Okay,
back.
okay, I apologize,
Green space?
Yep,
Yeah.
on the back.
yeah. I know the after-school
quite
program
livable.
does use the park, down the street, so anyway, it's
Yes.
just a comment.
Great. If
Mo-
there's.
moved. I'll
okay,
move it.
Moved by His Worship and seconded by Tara, that we accept staff's recommendation to approve the proposed outdoor fenced-in play area addition for the property located at 78 Prince Street. So the
Could I-
resolution is on the floor.
Could I just add
Yes,
that
Your Worship.
this is, I think the church has been seeking this permission from the province to create daycare spaces. Like most churches, the numbers are going down, and this is an avenue for the church to raise revenue and actually bring families back into the flock. So I think it's a great move. Vicki Allen Cook and her group have been working very hard on this project. If they don't use this green space, they can go down to Hillsborough Square, or they can go to the green space in front of the Coles Building. There's lots of areas that they can reach out to. But I move it, and I think it's perfect in our.
Great. So if there's no other questions, all those in favor? Great. So this does not need to go back on to council because the board has accepted staff's recommendation. So is there any new business? Seeing none, a motion to adjourn. Moved by Tara, seconded by Councillor McCabe. All those in favor? Wonderful. Thank you. Bye.